Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having a great start to the week. So why did crude oil have a little bit more of an aggressive sell-off? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about and pretty much summarizing two articles that I'm going to link for you down below in the description. I want to empower you and encourage you to dedicate time to do your own due diligence, to learn a little bit more about why crude oil aggressively sold off today. And on top of that, the more you learn, the better off that you can be. So again, don't even just stop there with the two articles that I shared today. So is crude oil aggressively selling off? One of the things that I first want you guys to know, if I'm not mistaken, on September 14th, there was an unfortunate attack on one of the refineries in Saudi Arabia. One of the things that I also want you guys to know is that Saudi Arabia is one of the world's largest exporter, meaning that they produce majority of the oil that we use all over the world. Therefore, this facility that was attacked was a huge facility, therefore played a huge role. By there being an attack in that facility, therefore that facility was no longer able to extract oil. I don't know if you guys remember, UWT shot up over 40% in one day, therefore crude oil shot up about like 10 to 15%. So it was looking very bullish because of this attack, and it wasn't that the demand was extremely high, it was because of the uncertainty that we weren't going to be able to keep up with the demand. One of the things that we saw about 2 or 3 days after was that there was this news that certain refineries were then trying to make up the recovery time of what was actually expected. And the easiest way for me to put it is one of the articles to summarize that article, and again, you guys can find that article down below. What it summarized was that since the attack, Saudi Arabia and its output has began to recover and recovered pretty well when it came down to where it was at before the attack and where it's at now. So one of the things that I want you guys to understand is, to put it in very simple terms, is there's an attack. The overall supply that they were going to be able to produce was going to be very low. They began to produce a little bit more. Therefore, the supply slowly began to recover, keeping up with the demand. So then it corrects itself, and then we're pretty much back at where we started before the overall attack. There's another thing that I want you guys to know, and it's with one of the articles that is also linked down below, and it's the uncertainty with China news. China is one of the world's largest importer of crude oil. And because of the uncertainty of China's economy, it brings the uncertainty of, are they going to be able to keep up with what it is that they are currently importing into their country? And if their economy does collapse, then that is not good news for crude oil, because again, China is one of the world's largest crude oil importer. One of the other things that I just want you guys to take time to learn a little bit more about is what Saudi Arabia is sharing. And in one of these articles, it emphasizes the importance that if we do not stop Iran was the one that took ownership of the attack that happened on Saudi Arabia. And unfortunately, Saudi Arabia is expressing how important it is. And in their words, oil is going to hit levels that in our lifetime we've never seen before. And the easiest way for me to put this is, again, if the Saudi facilities continue to get attacked, Saudi Arabia is the world's largest exporter when it comes down to oil. Therefore, if they continue to get attacked, they're not going to be able to keep up with general demand, therefore shooting up the prices of crude oil, creating unfortunate catalysts to drive the price up for crude oil. A lot of information to take in, and again, this is really just at the very beginning. So I wanted to provide a little bit more of an insight on exactly what happened today with what I've read. I'm sure that there's a lot of different other factors that are either having a positive or negative influence on oil itself, but I wanted you guys to have a little bit of a better understanding, not just on the technical aspect. I know a lot of you guys were saying that, hey, crude oil looks super oversold. It looks like a good deal. Should I buy it? One of the things that I want to remind you is that technicals are great and patterns tend to repeat themselves. So we can see here, this is crude oil, and multiple times it does bounce around that $54 price point. One of the things that I want to remind you is that patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to. And technicals are great to use as a reference. But again, when fundamentals come into play, unfortunately, they're the ones that have more weight when it comes down to fundamental versus technical. So dedicate a little bit more time to learn a little bit more about what is having a positive and negative influence on crude oil or whatever commodity it is that you are trading. And then again, the more you learn, the better off that you can be. So altogether on the day, I kept it really simple. I made a little bit over $400 profit today. It wasn't the most successful day, but I didn't see any huge plays. I saw crude oil begin to change its direction where it was almost beginning to show signs of an uptrend and then aggressively sold off. So altogether, I'm really excited to trade live with the Learn Plan Profit group tomorrow. I trade live every single day. We had an amazing live trading session with them. And again, if you guys aren't part of the Learn Plan Profit team, but like my videos and would like to learn a little bit more about how to day trade in the stock market, I'm one of the only YouTube channels that trades live every single day with the Learn Plan Profit group. So we have the biggest sale ever. It's $75 off, and I'm going to leave that on the first link in the description for those that want to partake in that sale that will end tonight. I really do appreciate you guys' time. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Don't forget to join our free Facebook group with the second link below. If you guys have any questions or comments or what you've actually learned about crude oil or oil itself, drop that down in the comment section, as I'm always open to learn new things. And I appreciate you guys' time. Wish you guys an amazing rest of the week. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.